Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up for you today. Robinhood plus Bitstamp equals Ripple and XRP Ledger. Don't believe it. It's still true. We got that and so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $2.19 trillion market cap for cryptocurrency. The market is off by 0.8%, but it ain't stopping me, and it ain't stopping the market. Take a look at this right now. Bitcoin, 60,200 plus. We're back over 60K, ladies and gentlemen, for Bitcoin. We got 11.4 gains on the 7-day. Ethereum now, 2,400 and kind of stuck the last several weeks. But we are seeing the movement upwards in the market. It's up 6.2 on the 7-day as well. 118 billion plus market cap for Tether. USDC at number 6 spot, 35 billion plus market cap. XRP, number 7 spot, is 58 cents right now, flat on the 24-hour, but again, up by 11.6 on the 7-day. Let's look at the range of price here. Ranging between 58 and 60 cents, we're now at 0.5950. There are a lot of technical analysts that say we need to keep our eyes peeled, ladies and gentlemen, because I know that you're... Believe me, half of the people that just heard that are going, well, they've been saying that for years. It's like, they have been saying it for years. But think of it. Charts are indicators. And what they have been saying for years makes me feel confident and makes some other people very upset. But ask yourself, if it's an indicator and it's still being indicated after all these years on the chart, then what does it mean? Then there is a small percentage of fundamental news that needs to take place for that indicator to become a reality. And as far as I'm concerned, where I'm sitting at my house, legislative clarity is that fundamental news that needs to happen. And when we get it, I believe that's when we see the pathway for mass adoption and all the things on the chart to go from indicators to actual real events or potential for real events. So that's where I'm seeing it today. I couldn't be more excited where we are in this moment of time. Take a look at this because this is super exciting too. Remember, iTrust Capital explained to everybody that they are changing custodians from Fortis to Fortis. Now, I know the names are very close, but they're doing that because they feel that Fortis is going to give them better advantages and services, not only for themselves, but also the end result, which is their customer, you and I, right? So now that is exciting in itself. Now, Fortis, the old custodian, has basically said they're going to charge each and every customer to iTrust $125 to change over their custody to Fortis. Now, this is not really something that's allowed, and it seems like a very dirty move by the old custodian, Fortis. But iTrust has class and integrity. As you can see, they have a beautiful, beautiful package set up for all of you. But they have told me and they have told everybody with iTrust that they will pay the $125 should you find yourself charged with that fee. So that's the kind of class act that iTrust is. So that's what we need to know there. Now, with that being said, take a look at this. iTrust is also offering the ultimate USC football VIP experience. Now, I can tell you firsthand, I got to do this with my wife and DAI and a couple others, and it was just remarkable. You are on the field with the players, the bands are marching, the whole thing's happening. It is just I still am overwhelmed about that incredible experience. So make sure you register for that too. And tell anybody you know to register because you won't believe it. It's all expenses paid. It's a remarkable experience. Click the link underneath to get started. This is very big news, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to point right now to sponsors Glint Pay, which does gold, which you can own physical gold in a Brinks vault, and you can get the ability to spend that gold whenever you want with your MasterCard debit card, which means you can use it for purchases wherever MasterCard is accepted, and you don't have to worry about some crappy spot fees because it cashes out instantly at the moment where the market is for you to use use your gold like cash and the merchant never knows it. It is the safest money that you can use in the monetary system currently today. There's no question about it. And right now, look at what happened here. Signed into law, New Jersey eliminates sales tax on gold and silver. And I'm hearing there are 20 plus other states that are about to do the same. Now, you can get Glint Pay private equity on Link2's platform. And you can get gold on Miles Franklin. You see what I'm showing you here? You want to get precious metals? You see what's happening? Each state is now eliminating sales tax on gold and silver. And you can buy gold and silver right now. Miles Franklin Precious Metals Invest as well. All the metals that are available. Coins, bars, you name it, they got it. And they got the best deals. And all you have to do is put info@milesfranklin.com. And in the subject box, put dig gold, D-I-G gold. Get going, because you know these prices ain't going to stay where they're at. You know that. Now take a look at this. Because we are seeing a lot of momentum and a lot of talk from the political powers that be saying that they are about to bring crypto legislation one way or another to the United States. And I believe collectively that is going to help with the global cooperation around the world. Now, one of the keystone things that I have said multiple times on this channel is Tether, USDTether. We have to know how the United States government is going to treat USDTether once legislation is in place. And we still don't know that. Now, reminder that USDTether a couple years ago announced that they had partnered with the FBI and the Secret Service. Now, this is interesting because the FBI is a domestic organization and USDTether is not in the United States. That's interesting in its face. The Secret Service partnering with them is very interesting because their original inception of the Secret Service was to chase down counterfeit money. And an explosive thread, ex-cyber capital founder Justin Bonds accuses Tether of being the largest fraud in crypto history. He believes that stablecoin issuer alleged scandal has surpassed the scandals of both FTX and Bernie Madoff. How about that? This is what we're talking about here. And here it is. Justin Bonds claimed that it was the largest scam, both bigger than FTX and Bernie Madoff, due to lack of transparency and unverified reserves. If we go into this, the argument has never really changed here. Tether is a $118 billion scam, according to Justin Bonds. And he goes into this by saying no audits have ever been done, leading him to label USDT as counterfeit money, which is what the Secret Service is in charge of handling, and they're partnered with USDTether, and we only know that from the CEO, Paulo Orduno. So, things are getting interesting here. In addition, Bonds likened the potential collapse to disastrous failure of Terra Luna. He warned that USDTether issuers' failure could have even greater consequences, and this is something that I've been concerned about too. You know this, right? Going into this, there was one other thing I wanted to share here. He says, according to Cyber Capital founder, an auditor in 2018 was allegedly fired for being too thorough. Thereafter, in 2021, the stablecoin firm with accounting firm BDO released a report on its reserves. However, Bonds criticized this as misleading. He explained that the report was not a formal audit, but an accountant's report, which does not offer the same level of scrutiny. Tether has never submitted its alleged reserves to real unrestricted third-party audit. That is a problem. Selling the only product that the Federal Reserve has ever had to offer, dollars. And they just go out here and just do it willy-nilly. Is that right? Okay. So, Bonds also linked the firm's past criminal activities, referencing its alleged ties to crypto capital, a Panama-based bank that was shut down by authorities for laundering money, Colombian drug cartels. And I don't know if you remember, but remember how closely tied FTX was to Tether. And there's been high suggestions that there is major fraud to uncover between that relationship alone. We'll have to see what really does come undone. So here, Celsius Network, if you remember, back in August, wanted to sue and sue USDTether. They filed a lawsuit against the stablecoin firm, claiming that Tether engaged in fraudulent and preferential transfers of Bitcoin worth over $3.5 billion. right? And they call it a shakedown, that they're holding on to the money that Celsius says belongs to them, and they're in trouble because they collapsed on their own clients, right? Meanwhile, Sam Bankman-Fried, the former CEO of FTX, filed a 102-page appeal request of a retrial on September 13th, just a day or so ago, and alleged that Judge Lewis Kaplan made several biased rulings that hindered his ability to mount a proper defense. That's what he says, right? But look, this is a mess, okay? That's what we know here. This is a mess. Where it shakes out, I don't know. But I have to believe that U.S. legislation will absolutely tell us where we need to be. And speaking of that, remember when Chief Legal Officer Stuart Alderati from Ripple makes the important declaration yesterday, emphasizing that the company's multi-year lawsuit against the U.S. SEC is over. And this was because we know that the SEC just came out in a footnote of the Binance case and apologized for using the false term crypto asset securities. And Stuart Alderati, rightfully so, 2 days ago came out and said the Ripple case is over because of the fact that the SEC has admitted that this is a false, fake term that doesn't have any legal grounds. So everyone, including Stuart Alderati, is claiming the Ripple case is over, but the fair notice defense itself is still alive for others. The SEC cites the 2017 Dow report as industry notice that crypto asset securities are subject to U.S. securities law. 7 years later, the SEC apologizes to federal judge for lying and using a term that has no legal standing. That's where we're at. Now, why am I bringing that up again? I'm bringing it up again because the SEC admitting this is collapsing their ability to go out here and chase the different companies through regulation by enforcement. When have you seen this kind of humility from the SEC? And the answer is never when it comes to crypto, until right now. In the admission of knowing that the term crypto asset security has been made up for 7 years, and now the SEC is admitting it in a document, in a footnote, in a legal document, in a case with Binance, is giving clear signal that we may be seeing legislation put through in a very immediate time frame. Otherwise, why would the SEC ever put this footnote in there when it's allowed them 7 years of terror to reign over the crypto space? Keep your eyes peeled. I'm not saying it'll happen, but it is something to really give credence to. I think something is afoot. Crypto fund manager Grayscale launching an XRP trust that could pave the way for a spot ETF in the US. I say watch out. Boy, wouldn't it be great to see this thing really take off? And then, I don't know, maybe in 4 to 6 months we see the application filed for a spot ETF. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Yeah. And here's breaking news. Major exchange Robinhood has finally listed XRP to buy. But careful, it's if you're in the EU. Because as soon as I heard this yesterday, I was talking to some friends of mine. And they, hey, is this real? And I went and looked. I was like, nah, it tells me I can't get it. But apparently in the EU, you can. And here it is right here. You can see it, right? Crypto Europe Robinhood right here. And here it is on the list. You can see Ripple XRP right here with the list of others. Super excited for everybody in the EU to have access to that. There's no question about it. And shout out to Ripple XRP for being on that list. This is huge. But look, when it comes to Robinhood, remember Robinhood is to acquire Bitstamp. It was around 200 million, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly here. It probably says in here. Yeah, approximately 200 million in cash was the deal. A little pocket change. Nevertheless, Robinhood to acquire Bitstamp is a huge move, and let's talk about why. This here is Vlad from Robinhood, and let's hear him explain it. And it's only going to take about a little more than a minute, so take a listen.
There's two ways in which we look at it. One is we have a lot of customers, 24 million customers, predominantly in the US, and we can continue to deepen the relationships with them, starting with all of the financial needs they have on a daily basis. Spending, savings, we've already got retirement, wealth management. A lot of customers don't want to pick their own investments. They want a little bit of guidance. We think we can play a big role there. And then, of course, there's an addressable market of hundreds of millions of people outside of the US that are even more underserved. We've been making a lot of progress with our efforts in the UK and the EU to serve those customers. But then the third thing, to your point about investment banking, is we're building a lot of these capabilities in-house. And if you think about a business or an institutional investor, they also want access to the things we offer. You know, they want 24-hour access to the equity markets, and want industry-leading margin rates, a great customer experience. So over time, I do think you'll see us branching more out into serving other types of customers, not just retail, but also businesses and institutions. And you know, to that end, we announced an acquisition of Bitstamp, a global crypto exchange. One of the things that's very attractive about that business is that it's not just international, but also institutional. It gets us access to an entirely new customer base that we're not directly serving today. I think we can do more and more of that over the next 10 years.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Why is it so exciting? Well, it's exciting because I listened to Ripple and Bitstamp connection here. We know Ripple and Bitstamp been partner for a very long time. And listen to what's going on here.
Launching our own derivatives exchange in the next few months. So that's something we are most excited about and really hope to cooperate closely with Ripple there as well.
So there you have it. So now we have Bitstamp acquiring Robinhood acquiring Bitstamp for around $200 million. And we have Robinhood CEO, founder, telling us that they're going to open up their market to institutional use and derivatives platform, which they currently don't serve right now. Don't forget, Ripple's also partnered with Uphold. So Uphold can begin to open up and serve enterprise institutional market as well because they've been riding the retail wave. Excuse me. This is exciting, ladies and gentlemen. Bitstamp is set to launch a new derivatives platform leveraging Ripple's XRP ledger to gain the competitive edge, which of course Bitstamp and Robinhood plan to use together. And so does Uphold. Anybody seeing this picture come together? Because it's looking pretty damn bright from where I'm sitting. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. We're going into the Freedom Zone. And today we got to go back to Butler, PA. You're not going to believe what you're going to see. I hope you will go to digitalperspectives.com and click the Freedom Zone and come on in. And if you want to join the DPMG and get a part of the real conversation of how to grow your mind along with your wealth, we're doing case study on trust and how to protect your assets and keep them in your family and keep your wealth maintained and growing. This is a major, major topic inside the group, as well as learning how to use XRP Ledger and automated market makers and other great things. And an incredible resource inside this group is the group itself. It is a mastermind with brilliant people in it. Don't mess around. It is a very affordable investment, and you really can't afford to not make the investment in yourself. You don't want to have a millionaire portfolio and not have a millionaire mindset. That's how people go broke. Make sure you join us. We'll catch you inside the Freedom Zone. Come on in. All right.